For this assignment I've chosen to compare the CPI, Consumer Price Index, in Ukraine and in Poland. At first I would like to indicate that according to Menkew's book, CPI is a measure of the overall prices of the goods and services bought by a typical consumer. In order to calculate the CPI, we have to follow certain steps. Step 1 is to determine a fixed basket of goods of a typical consumer. Step 2 is to find the prices of the goods included in the fixed basket. Step 3 is to compare the cost of the basket goods using the current year's prices. Step 4 is to choose one year as a base year and to compute the CPI index in each year. Step 5 is to compute the inflation rate by using the consumer price indexes. So the goods and services in a basket of goods fall into these major categories: food and beverage, housing, apparel, transportation, medical care, education and communication, and recreation. So the government updates this information in order to remove obsolete items from the basket of goods. So now let's move on and see how CPI changed in Ukraine and Poland. Graphs were made on the World Bank website. 2010 is taken as a base year and its CPI is equal to 100. So as we can see from this graph, CPI in Ukraine rose but at a stable rate, and until 2013 it was stable, and even in 2013 it was a little bit lower than in 2012. But after that, unfortunately, it rose really rapidly, and in 2015 we can see that the result is 180. The main reason for that is that in 2013 Ukraine had a really unstable situation. War began and prices rose really rapidly. But let's take a look at Poland's situation. We can see that 2010 is also taken as a base year, and the prices rose with a stable rate, and during the last 3 years they even decreased a little bit. The main reason why they decreased is that because fuel prices lowered a little bit, so it affected the basket of consumers, because now they have to spend less on fuel. And if we take a look at the graph where Ukraine and Poland compared at the same time, we can see that from 2010 to 2013 the situation was pretty good in both of the countries. But after that Ukrainian situation worsened, and for the reasons stated earlier. So now let's take a look at the inflation caused by consumer prices. So over a long run, inflation in Poland was stable. However, in Ukraine it was really unstable and was fluctuating. Fluctuations were really high because the numbers reached even negative results in 2013 and positive of plus 25. So after 2010, inflation in Ukraine even decreased and became negative in 2013. However, after that, respectively, CPI rose, and according to that, inflation in Ukraine also rose really rapidly, which is associated with instability, military conflict, and So thank you for your attention. Today we have analyzed what CPI is. We analyzed CPI in Ukraine and Poland, and then we took a look at the inflation in these two countries. Thank you for your attention.